Ever wondered how ninjas became legends of stealth and combat? Today, we unravel the secrets behind their rigorous training techniques that turned them into the ultimate shadow warriors. Ninjas, or shinobi, emerged during Japan's feudal era, a time when the country was divided into warring states. The samurai, with their strict code of honor, dominated the battlefield. But there was a need for a different kind of warrior, one who could operate in the shadows, gather intelligence, and execute covert missions. This need gave rise to the ninja. The ninja's role was multifaceted. They were spies, saboteurs, and assassins, skilled in the arts of deception and surprise. Their training was not just about physical prowess, but also about mastering the mind and using their environment to their advantage. Let's dive into the various aspects of their rigorous training. Ninja training began at a very young age, often as early as childhood. The first step in their training was physical conditioning. This involved a wide range of exercises designed to build endurance, strength, and agility. They practiced climbing walls and trees using only their hands and feet, a skill known as shinobi-iri. This was crucial for scaling castle walls or navigating through dense forests without being detected. Ninjas also trained in swimming, often in full gear to ensure they could cross rivers and other bodies of water silently. They practiced balancing on narrow beams and ropes to improve their coordination and agility. These exercises were not just about physical strength, but also about developing the mental focus required to perform these tasks under pressure. Calisthenics and weight training were also integral parts of their regimen. Push-ups, sit-ups, and squats were performed daily to build muscle strength and stamina. Ninjas would carry heavy weights while running or climbing to simulate the burden of carrying equipment during missions. This intense physical training laid the foundation for their exceptional skills in combat and stealth. Stealth was the cornerstone of a ninja's skill set. They trained extensively in the art of silent movement, a technique known as shinobi-ashi. This involved walking on the balls of their feet and using controlled, deliberate steps to minimize noise. Ninjas wore special split-toe shoes called tabi, which allowed them to move quietly and maintain better balance. Ninjas also learned to use hand signals to communicate silently with their comrades. These signals were essential during covert operations, where verbal communication could give away their position. They practiced hiding techniques, using natural and man-made structures to blend into their surroundings. Techniques like kakurenmino involved using cloaks and other coverings to become virtually invisible in various environments. Diversion tactics were another critical aspect of their stealth training. Ninjas used various tools like smoke bombs, flash powder, and noisemakers to create distractions and confuse their enemies. These diversions allowed them to escape or reposition themselves during a mission. Mastering these techniques required hours of practice and a keen understanding of human psychology. Combat training was extensive and multifaceted. Ninjas were trained in various martial arts, including jujutsu, which focuses on grappling and throwing techniques, and kenjutsu, the art of swordsmanship. They practiced these skills relentlessly to ensure they could handle any combat situation. Hand-to-hand combat training emphasized quick, efficient movements designed to disable opponents swiftly. Ninjas also became proficient with a wide array of weapons. The shuriken, or throwing star, was a staple in their arsenal. Kunai, a multi-purpose tool, could be used as a dagger or a climbing aid. The katana, a traditional Japanese sword, was mastered by ninjas for close combat. Each weapon required unique skills and strategies, and ninjas trained with them day and night. In addition to these common weapons, ninjas trained with more unconventional tools like chains, staffs, and blowguns. Chains were used for ensnaring and disarming opponents, while staffs provided a versatile weapon for both offense and defense. Blowguns, often tipped with poison, were used for silent, long-range attacks. This diverse training ensured that ninjas were prepared for any combat scenario. Mental discipline was just as crucial as physical training. Ninjas practiced meditation and breathing. This mental fortitude allowed them to remain calm under pressure and make quick, decisive actions. They also studied strategy and tactics, learning to anticipate their enemies' moves and exploit their weaknesses. Strategic planning was a critical part of their training. Ninjas would study maps and gather intelligence to plan their missions meticulously. They practiced various scenarios, from infiltration to escape, ensuring they were prepared for any situation. Ninjas were also masters of psychological warfare. They used deception and misdirection to create fear and confusion among their enemies. By understanding and manipulating human psychology, ninjas could achieve their objectives with minimal direct confrontation. Survival skills were essential for ninjas operating in hostile environments. They learned to forage for food, identify edible plants, and hunt small game. These skills ensured they could sustain themselves during long missions. Today, the legacy of ninja training continues to influence modern martial arts and popular culture. Many dojos around the world teach traditional ninja techniques, blending ancient practices with contemporary self-defense methods. These modern interpretations help preserve the rich history and skills of the ninja while making them accessible to new generations. Ninja training was a path to mastering the body, mind, and spirit.